The event is starting. Okay, we are live. Good evening, everybody. I think we're live. It should be working now. Yeah, it's saying stream health is good. Sorry about. Yeah, we're just getting used to like this new setup. It's not new, but we're just. Yeah, there we go. We've got some messages in here. There's quite a few people in the chat already, so we'll quickly run through and say a few hellos. Let me just quickly go into the watch page. I think that's probably the best thing to do. Yeah, there we go. We'll just do it this way. Yeah, we've got 41 people in here already. So hello to everybody. Oh gosh. We have got Lisa Smith, Phoebe Finn Fashion, Darren, the Hustle 24/7, Avoid 9 to 5, Chelsea, Gary Dunstan, Natalie Rogers, Falling on a Bruise, Richard Hale, Carla Jenkins, Pyroline. Who else have we got in here? Here we go. Let's have a look. The Treasure Pirate, Hicksey's in here as well. Nick's in the chat as well. So hi, Nick. What you're selling says afternoon from Florida. Kirsten Curiosity says hello, not missed anything. No, we've only just started. Yeah, we've only just started. Barry Francis, Reseller Network, where the show at Time is Money. Time is money, and we do apologise for the tardiness of the stream.
What was you?
Why was it me? Yeah, it always
sorting the screens out.
Yeah, we're streaming through OBS, and yes, I've seen a few messages there. Angie says hi, Peter. Yeah, Lisa says Z, you are late.
Yes.
Love the hat. Z says Jay. Z, Benny Hills. The hat is because it's chillier. No.
Your hair's a mess.
The hat is
Let's
because
be honest.
Yeah, the hat is because my hair is just it's gone cray. It's gone from the point of where it can look acceptable to whatever that is. So yeah, now the hat comes on.
Yeah,
so,
and it's not even that cold either.
Z makes me cold just looking at him. Does he live in Antarctica? No. Niall says, will I get extra letters in my surname this week? Says here. Niall Gulliver, I should say. Niall Guyver. Because you add you add things.
I thought his name was Gulliver.
Barry says they're rocking the last of the summer wine combo look. Yes. Okay. We've got 76 people in here. I mean Benny from Crossroads, if you remember him. God. Carla.
I remember Benny from Crossroads.
Hats indoors are rude though, says Sam.
They are indeed.
Are they?
You're right. Yeah.
When did that happen?
Mm-hmm.
Has that always been a thing? It's rude to wear your hat inside. It's not a hat though, is it?
It is rude.
What about when your hair's really bad? Like, what about...
Did you not watch Matilda the other day?
I did watch Matilda, yeah.
Remember he got his hat
glued on? Yeah, he got his hat glued on and in the restaurant, and then
and she said, take your hat
off, and they
it's rude.
I don't know. Yeah, I can't do that. Screw it. I'll just do it. Okay, screw it. Oh yeah, there you go. I've taken my hat off. It's rude. You're gonna have to put up with the hair. The hair's just. Oh, look at it. It's like weird on one side, and okay.
And do you want the hat back?
No, you want me to be out like this, so why? There we go. Amanda says nothing rude about it. Not Antarctica, Lancashire, the same thing, says Malinky. Yeah. Do you not get central heating up there? We do have central heating, Richard. It's rude to have bad hair, says Carla. Okay. Anyway, let's move on. We've got 81 people in the chat, so welcome everybody. It's our usual weekly chat. How is the helmet polishing going? The helmet is fine. It's
listed.
It's listed. I'm assuming you're talking about the Dalek helmet. Obviously, no other helmet. But yes, it's listed. It's for sale. Ben says your gaff, your Ross. Going grey. Says Lisa, I've got severe silver hair, like down the sides. It's like it's Mr. Really, Fantastic, like in Marvel. I'm like Mr. Fantastic down the sides.
I'm just waiting for it to fully go like that.
Yeah, then I could be a silver fox, fat silver fox. one that gets around the bins a bit too often. I'm still craving fried chicken badly as well.
Please don't.
I've gotten to the point where the girls are getting so fed up with me. They're telling me to be quiet because I'm just talking about how I miss. I haven't had fried chicken for so long now.
Yeah.
This is probably the longest I've been without fried chicken in my life. Definitely. Wouldn't you say so?
You're talking to the wrong person.
Well, she doesn't care now because she doesn't eat meat. So.
Yeah.
Wait, like a pescatarian, aren't you?
Mm. I still eat
she's
fish.
become a pescatarian.
Yeah.
There we go. Anyway, I'm going to start the topic.
Yes. No.
Yes.
Yeah, we're going to start off with sales. How's that week been?
Yes, sales have. It's the typical story.
Mm-hmm.
It's been chugging along. We've had a few quiet days during the week, and then we've had a good day today.
Mm-hmm.
We're already over £100, and we're hoping that weekend will be good as well. But we're kind of where we normally are.
Yeah.
A bit below, I would say, though. It has slowed down a little bit.
I mean, the thing is, I think with us, I mean, we've mentioned this before, but we tend to get the majority of our sales over the weekends.
Yeah, weekends tend to be our time. During the week, it slows down.
Yeah.
But we are getting sales. Things are ticking along nicely, so that's good. We are still in this battle of sourcing stock.
Yes.
And listing it quickly, and we are doing that. And sometimes we're finding we just don't have that much to do, simply because we don't have the money to just be going out and splashing on too much stock. So we're making it work, but it can get tense, guys. It can. We're not gonna lie to you. It can get
and we kind of missed a couple of sourcing days this week with Zara being off from school.
Yeah, our little one wasn't well, and so
you went out a little bit today, didn't you?
I mean, we pick up stuff during every day. We tend to go out and we pick up something or other. But we thought this week we'd hold off a little bit because we're hoping to do well at a jumble sale tomorrow.
Yeah, we've got a jumble sale tomorrow.
Yeah, that's the idea. Let's have a look. People pay for that. Look, says I'm reading. I'm gonna skip past a few comments. Fabian says put the hat back on. No, he's suffering from that hair. It's like a rug on his head. It's just terrible. People are going to be mesmerised by this. I spat out my coffee. Steve says that's a sick hairdo, man. I don't know. Reselling a Sensi grey. Nick says, "Look, my hair's a constant mess. I'll send you a Morley's up for next day deliveries." You don't want to eat next day Morley's, man. Come on, Gary. You can't be eating next day's Morley's. Kathy says, "I'd be lost if I couldn't have my fried chicken." Hi, Kathy. How are you? Nick, your hair is looking great lately. Whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Says Resell Network. Okay. Stephen Moore says, "I've not sold anything in 2 days." In Scotland right now, bloody snow. Well, that's Scotland for you. We wish we could get snow. We've just found that we've managed to pick a part of the north which barely ever gets snow. One of my neighbours broke the news to me the other day.
Yeah.
He says, "You picked a great place." And in his eyes, he was telling me a positive of the area.
Yeah.
We barely get snow. Like, his daughter's 12, and in all that time, it's only ever snowed once in 12 years. We got more snow down in Croydon than, right? I'm gutted. So now I've got no chicken and no snow. And it's just, apart from that, it's better in every way, but Jesus, they're quite big concessions.
Yeah.
I think. No chicken, no snow. Let's have a look. Anne asked how is Zara now. She's doing fine.
Yeah, she's fine. She went
thank
back
you
to
for asking,
school,
Anne.
yeah.
Really appreciate it. Yeah, she went back for the last couple of days. She got bored by the end of it.
She was bored by Wednesday.
Nick's calling me rughead, which I think is fine. Which is fine. Hixley jumble sale tomorrow. I'll see you there, mate.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. Some people value quick turnover over a high sale. Sells Carla. I mean, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
Zay should sell his hair on eBay, so it's haunted hair, says Reseller Network. Yes, haunted hair.
Yes.
Rich one day says, "Hi guys, just found Mr. G Reseller, like his channel. Not as much as yours." Oh, it's fine, there's loads of good channels out there. We're just like...
Isn't Mr. G Reseller, isn't that Vinny?
I think it is Vinny. Yeah, it's Vinny. Yeah, Vinny's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah. Niall says, woohoo, just had a ka-ching. Well done, Niall, that's good. Darren Smart says, no chicken, no snow. Now that's a t-shirt. Yeah, there's no chicken, there's no snow. I mean, these are side pressures. They're building up on me. Like, I think you don't get it. Yeah, you just don't even care.
Seriously, I'm sure there's bigger problems.
Well, there may well be bigger problems, but at the moment, at the forefront of my mind. Well, no, it is a side pressure. It's slowly building up. Because you're right, I do say to myself, it's not a big deal. Oh, wow, I don't have a fried chicken shop. Oh, wow, it doesn't snow. It's not really a big deal. But it slowly creeps up on you, you know? Like, maybe not for you, but...
No. It's never been my big thing, though, is it? So.
Kathy says, just noticed your daughter's name is Zara. That's our daughter's name as well. Well, that's coincidence. It's a popular name.
Yeah.
Reseller Network says, where's the jumble seller? Is it close to Manchester? No, unfortunately, it's not close to Manchester.
It's actually local.
Yeah, it's local to us. It's like our local.
Yeah.
Wow, we've got over 100 people in the chat. So, well, thank you everyone for popping in to listen to me talk about snow and chicken. Or lack of snow.
A little bit of our sales as well.
Yeah, as I said, the sales, as normal, they've picked up today. We're expecting, hopefully, for them to pick up. We have been out picking a few things up. Question, Zahir, if you had 99 problems, there's a Jay-Z song there. Zahir, if you had 99 problems, which one would the chicken be? Okay. I think it's in the top 10 comfortably, the fried chicken at the moment. Because you know what? I think what's happening is, overall, I'm really happy. We're really happy where we've moved to and everything does. So what's happened now is, I think these smaller issues are coming to the forefront. And for me, personally, I've gathered maybe a bit more importance than perhaps they should.
Yeah,
but
you're giving it way more importance.
No, you think... Yeah, but you never like chicken as much as me down south either. Yeah, alright, we'd get 8 wings, I'd eat like 7 of them. Okay? So say we'd get a fillet burger meal. If you've ever been to a Morley's or a similar chicken shop, you go in there, you get a fillet burger, chips and drink for like £2.50. I mean, first the mind boggles at the economics of it all, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how do they give you a chicken burger, chips and a drink for £2.50? I mean, you don't want to know, because you know it's all genetic chicken and I don't know, whatever, mutants, I don't know, whatever it is. But then on top of that, you get spicy wings, and we'd always go, oh, should we get some spicy wings? And you'd say yes.
Yeah, because I know how much you like them.
Yeah, but then you'd only eat one. Oh, so you only got them for me. I thought you... okay, but anyway. Right, I am not going to talk about chicken any longer.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Can we move on?
Carla says chicken would be 98 of them.
Yeah, I think so.
Chris says have to keep busy, otherwise I'll binge watch TV all day or YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beck, Elisa says I found pink, kids pink Adidas tracksuit for $1.99 today. Wowza, that's pretty good. That's a good pickup. Should get some good profit out of that. Jason says Dixieland chicken in Blackpool is nice. It may well be, but I'm a bit careful of Blackpool. No, I like...
We drove through there, actually.
No, we've been there. What do you mean we drove through? That makes it sound like, we just drove.
No,
we go there. Yeah, I mean, I love the McDonald's on the seafront. I think that's sick. You know, you get to have Big Mac whilst you're seeing... You know, the only thing that ruins that view is there's normally a guy sat by the bin, you know.
We haven't, gone to Blackpool to kind of look at the shops.
No, we've just gone... Not really, no.
No.
Nick says crowdfund a trip for Zeta Morley.
Oh, don't.
Okay. Questions here. Would you like us to post you some fried chicken? No, thank you, Amanda.
Okay, right. We're gonna have to stop with the chicken.
Joe Bowman says, how do you like Nando's, Lindsay? I like Nando's, but the problem with Nando's, especially we might like it more that we've moved now, because we liked it, but down south in Croydon, it was like, you had to queue. I mean, the queue was outside of the restaurant. It didn't matter what day of the week it was. It wasn't like a Friday, Saturday thing. Nando's was like...
and it didn't... And it wasn't just the one in Croydon, because there were a few...
Wherever you went to Nando's down south, it was like a nightmare to get in. And it put us off a bit to go. When we went, we did enjoy it. I think the chicken is good. You know, it's fine. It's a nice place to eat. But yeah. Anyway. No more chicken, says Retro Vintage 65.
Yeah,
Jimmy,
I think we need to talk
I agree
about
with you,
chicken.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Let's keep it to that. All right, now, as I said, sales picking up.
Yes.
We have had a bout of complacency, or I've had complacency.
Although I sealed the envelope.
Did you seal the envelope?
I sealed the envelope.
You could have checked, though, yeah.
No, because
No?
No, because you had it already in the envelope, and you handed it to me and just went.
Okay.
There you go. There's the label.
Okay. Now,
So.
oh my, yeah, Joe says, oh my god, I agree, in the bull ring in Brum we queued for 40 minutes. Yeah, exactly. I just don't think it's yeah. Okay, now what I want to talk about is a bit of complacency seems to have snuck in terms of how on top of things we are.
Yeah.
Like silly mistakes.
We're normally okay.
Well, these are the kinds of mistakes that when I first started watching reselling videos, I watched Nick's videos, and I think Nick once mentioned sending the wrong item to the wrong person, and I'm pretty sure I sat there and went, oh, I'll never make that mistake.
We've done that one.
Yeah, we've done that a couple of times now.
Yeah.
That's the thing, and it happened again. A guy bought a Nintendo Wii game from me. I sent him a completely different Nintendo Wii game. It wasn't even that it was a similar one. It was a different one in a series. It was just the different game. The guy ordered Donkey Kong. I sent him Wario Land. So it was just no
bit of a difference there.
Yeah. It was a bit silly. But it's like these things come in too. So luckily I got in touch, or the guy got in touch with me. Luckily I replied to him immediately.
Yeah.
I find that's one of the key things when you get yourself into a pickle, reselling wise. If you've made an error of some kind, just rectify it ASAP.
As soon as you can.
Just show that you're extra keen to fix the issue, because I think people respect that.
And also it's good to kind of obviously admit that the fault was entirely yours.
Yes, exactly. The fault was entirely as you have to just take it on the chin. Yeah. So we had that issue, and then also it just seems like it comes in twos. I've got a bunch of these like press photographs listed, and I've got this one photo here that I thought we had done our research on these photos. These are like press photos of ships, like old school photos, and it turns out I'd marked this up as a Townsend, I don't know, what was it called? The Free Enterprise. And I'd called it the Free Enterprise 2. And someone who had seen the listing contacted me and said, that is not the Free Enterprise 2, change your listing, it looks like it's the 6. And I had a look, and yes, it looks like it's the 6 or the 4 rather than the 2. I think I've settled for 4. I think it's the 4 because of the way the Roman numeral shape is, and I took a photo of it and zoomed in so I could have a look. And so that was another mistake, and it was like, I instantly contacted the person that messaged me and said thank you very much for pointing that out. I have I'll amend the listing immediately because it's helpful. I mean, someone could have bought it and then got something they didn't want. Yeah. So it's one of those things. Ben Light says it's Dover. Reseller Network says Free Enterprise. That doesn't look like Star Trek. I know, but it was just interesting to get. Yeah. Ben says that's way out of my comfort zone. I would have listed it as the Titanic. Yes. Yeah, I mean, but it was funny that it happened one after the other, right? I mean, have you had any of those recently? Any comments about errors you've made in any listings?
Not yet, but I know, especially when I list when I'm tired, I've noticed myself that I'm starting to make mistakes. Yeah. Like, this is a really dopey one, and I can't believe I'm going to admit it. Right?
Go on.
But when I thought I was selling similar on an item I had listed. Yeah. And instead of clicking sell similar, I put revise item. So I deleted
your photos.
Of my photos from the list.
And you revised the item.
I revised it, and I was like, hang on a second, why hasn't my number jumped up to what I've just listed? And I went back and I looked at it and I was like, oh, you are so stupid.
Darren Smart says, that's the thing, if you're not on the ball, you can make really silly mistakes. Darren Smart says, I would have called it ship. I think the idea is that, it's funny how these errors can happen quickly, or they can be, what are the chances that I'd make that error and then this other error be pointed out to me?
Yeah.
We also had a couple of cases opened against us. Now, this is quite interesting because these were items that were sold to Italy.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of eBay sellers sometimes are a bit wary of Italy. Like things get lost in the mail often for them, or they they don't tend to have a good experience with Italy for whatever reason, right? Now, it doesn't bother me because I take it on most of the time there's no issues. We've sold to Italy a few.
And normally, if it's over a certain amount, we will put tracking on it.
We put tracking on it, yeah. Now, we had 2 cases opened up against us for 2 separate items. Now, one of the cases, the item was tracked, and the guy had opened the case, rightfully so, because the item...
It took a lot longer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We used Hermes to ship to this guy in Italy. Or is it Spain? I'm not sure. I think it was Italy.
I think it was...
it was Italy. Or was it Spain? I'm not sure. It was Spain or Italy, one of the two.
I think it was Italy.
I think it was Italy.
I think it was Italy.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I had chosen international standard as my ship method, just like international standard. And what happened is Hermes took an awful long time. Hermes here didn't take a long time. They got it to the international hub. It got over there very quickly, but then it just stayed static for like a week. For no particularly good reason.
Not trying to go out for delivery. It just sat wherever it was for a whole week.
Yeah, and it was the guy opened a case, rightfully so. He was like, I haven't received my item. Now this is the difficult part. Now I had to I had to accept the case, or I wanted to message the guy to just update him and say to him, look, it's sent tracked. It says it just so happened that they'd made an attempt to deliver the item to the guy on the day that he opened the case. However, the delivery was failed for whatever reason. He wasn't in or whatever, right? So I wanted to message him, but because the guy was in Italy, everything is Italian. It took me to the eBay Italy website to open the case. And it was a bit of a pain, but it's not that difficult. I've heard a couple of people mention that it can be difficult because it's obviously a different language on the website. But if you've got Chrome, you can Google Translate each page. And the thing is, once you've Google Translated it, you might find that when you click on an option and press continue, it doesn't work. What you have to do is let it go back to the Italian language, choose the option you want, and then move. But because you've translated it, you can see what everything means. And I was able to send him a message to say, this is the update. And luckily, the next day it got delivered. Yeah. So he closed the case, which was...
you rang...
Well, I rang them, but I didn't need to in the end because the next day the item got delivered and the guy closed the case himself. So it was fantastic. However, when I called them to close the case, they were like, oh, we can't close it here. We'll send a message to eBay Italy and they will close it. Yeah. So when you sell something abroad, this is something you have to be prepared for. Yeah, but thanks to Google Translate, I think it makes life a lot easier. Yeah. Google Translate's amazing, guys. Absolutely fantastic. On the other item, we weren't so lucky. It was an £8.
Don't know about this one.
Do you not know about it?
I don't know if I know about this one.
Okay, well, I sold a remote control for £8, and I sent it just in a large letter. So I had no tracking, so I ended up having to eat the cost and refund the guy. So I don't know whether he got it or not. He said he didn't get it. However, he left me positive feedback saying, but his positive feedback was, I've not received the item in Italian. So I was like, why did you type there? So he's left me positive feedback. I'm still to receive the item is his feedback. Yeah. So I thought, okay, he probably hasn't received it. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. It's an £8 remote. Yeah. So I ended up having to refund him. But that was my mistake because I didn't get tracking. Yeah. Even though he had paid enough for me to get tracking, I took a shortcut. I just chose international large letter and I've ended up paying for my shortcut. Yeah. So I've ended up refunding him, and if he gets the remote good on him, I screwed up. So that's that. Let's go back. We've got 117 people in here, so thank you everybody for joining us. Really appreciate it. Let's say a few hellos. We'll see what comments are. John Burnham says hello. Ben Light talking about the ship there. Hustle 24/7 has a question. We're going to Amsterdam and I've managed to find 9 charity shops in the local area, so hoping to sneak them in without the better half realising. Any tips on what items might sell well in the UK? I don't have any tips for that. I've never thrifted abroad.
No, we haven't,
I would say if you can find clogs, I don't know. And Reseller Network says cannabis sells well in the UK.
Okay.
Make of that what you will. It's not something I would do. Let's have a look. Hermes Italy, cut the middleman out, stamp on your parcel and throw it in the bin yourself. Was that the thing, Niall? I mean, we overall had no issues with it. We've sent because Hermes only do the UK leg. Once it gets there, I don't know how it works.
We're happy with using Hermes. We use Hermes for wherever we can, really, don't we?
Yeah.
We've never really had any massive issues with them.
Exactly.
Obviously, apart from the one time the fence one comes into mind, but you know, again. Yeah. I mean, Philippa asks, do you still need to pay tracking if it goes via GSP? You just need to get it to the UK Derby Centre. Yeah. Now, a lot of the items we sell, we use Hermes, which has tracking anyway. Yeah. But if you can send it large letter, you're more than likely to find that it will get there without issues to the Derby shipping centre. Everyone's got views on every shipping courier. I mean, Nick Evans just says Rommel are crap, but you'll find someone saying that about Hermes, about UPS, about anyone out there, whichever courier company. Yeah, I mean, we haven't really had any bad experiences with Rommel or Hermes or anything.
Well, but the thing is, but that's the interesting thing. We've lost parcels from Rommel and we've lost parcels through Hermes, but I wouldn't count it as a bad experience.
No, because overall, when you think about the amount that you actually send out, for them to lose like one parcel out of however many, is
it's nothing. It's really minor, isn't it?
Yeah. Obviously, you'd be happier if it got to the customer.
Exactly.
But it does happen from time to time.
Exactly. We did have some good news as well. We showed these camcorders earlier. I've actually got 2 of them. I don't know if I showed them actually. There we go. Okay. Yeah, we bought 2 of these camcorders earlier in the week. We only paid £1 each, which is amazing. Now, this is a really good. I don't like saying lesson because I'm really not a teacher, but this is a good experience that I want to share with you guys. That's what I'd like to say. It's a good experience. Now, I paid £1. The reason why these were £1, the guy at the shop said, well, we've got no battery, we've got no mains adapter, we don't know whether they work or not, so £1 each, right? Now, I had 2 options when I got them. I was only £2 in on these, so I didn't have to spend any more money. I could have just sold them as they are. Maybe I would have gotten £10 or whatever each for them because they would be sold as untested, whatever. I did a bit of research and I found out that I can buy the charger and the battery, and I got them for £16. Now, I thought that was worth spending. What do you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
So I mean, we've done this on other things before, like the steering wheel that didn't have the power supply.
We bought power,
So we bought that, because if
we fixed up the turntable.
Yeah, if you can get more money out of it and not have to sell it for too much less, then I think that's kind of the best way to go.
Yeah. So sometimes it's worth doing. And so I ended up paying extra. I took a risk. I thought I got 2 of these items and they cost me £1 each, just £1. I'm £2 in. If I spend another £16, just one set of £16, I can test both out, and then I'll know what the situation is, and then maybe I could buy another one or not. Now, it turns out, as you can see, I've got a battery installed in this one. It turns out that both camcorders had power. This one works perfectly. I've tested it. I've recorded on DV tape with it. This one powers on, but it keeps on ejecting the tape. So this is faulty. However, now from an outlay of just one outlay, I'm £18 in for all of this, basically. £18 in for 2 camcorders.
We only I will stress we only bought one
set of batteries.
It was just so that we could test them both.
Exactly. And now I know I've got a working camcorder, which I reckon I should be able to get around £50 for. Now 18 to 50 itself is not that bad. I reckon 50 maybe more, but I'd say 50 is a safe bet. And I'll sell that with the battery that I've got and the battery charger. And this is even this one without anything I can now sell for a better price, because I can actually explain it powers on. The screen works fine. However, there's an issue with the DV tape where it just doesn't accept the tape. So well worth doing. Yeah.
Because now we can actually state what fault it actually has.
I can see that Bonafide Hustler is in the chat as well. Hi Chris, good to see you in the chat. It's been a while. Let's have a look. Princess Pippa says, I'm going to look for Ajax stuff. I nearly said Ajax, you know, like
I was gonna say,
there's Ajax.
I would have read
in
that
Amsterdam.
As Ajax.
Ajax stuff would be cool. Anything football based from that is gonna do well. But that was just a good experience, guys. That sometimes it's worth paying that bit extra. You know that something works and it's brilliant. Let's have a look. Let's go back into the chat. People talking about Hermes. Ben Fitzpatrick says I would have done the exact same, mate. I love hustling those camcorders, says Bonafide Hustler. Yep, camcorders are fantastic. Reseller Network says Sony DV cams are great. Camcorders are definitely worth picking up. There's a couple of things. I mean, Samsung is not the most desirable make when it comes to mini DV camcorders. Ideally, you want to get the Sony range. Panasonics do well, JVCs do well, Canons do well. This isn't like the best model. It's not even like high end by any stretch of the imagination, but it'll still pick up good money. People still have lots of mini DV tapes. And also remember, guys, that even though it's old, because it's digital videotape, it does it's digital, so it can connect via FireWire to a PC. So people that use these will know that they can transfer their video digitally onto computer, even though it's standard definition, etc. One other thing, I want to say a thank you to someone. I can't remember the name now, it's just gone from my head, but someone mentioned to me in a chat before that memory cards, old memory cards.
To write it down.
I did. I found it and then I've lost it. It's frustrating, but yeah, old memory cards do pay off. There was a memory card in one of these, which on its own is going to be about £8. So that's going to take our, that £18 spent. That's going to sell for £8. This is going to make me more money. So it's really good. So I'm very pleased with that. 28 days later was shot on mini DV, says Reseller Network, a PD150. I had no idea about that. But mini DVs do come in all types of sizes. My dad had a really high-end Canon mini DV with 3 CCDs on it, like that the one he had, like with it was like the cream body and everything. No, you remember it? No, I guess not.
Tech isn't my thing.
It's not your thing. No. Okay.
I'll just sit and nod and go,
You just sit and nod. Yeah, okay. Kathy says, in Beck, that's what I do too. Well worth it. More money. Definitely. Natalie thinks Bonafide is fab. But he is fab. Check out his channels. He puts out amazing content. Ride-alongs are my favourite videos, by the way. If you're still watching, definitely. I love ride-alongs. So if you can I know they take a lot of effort and everything, but they're just amazing. Simon says sometimes people buy those cameras just to take apart to repair other ones. That's right, Simon. There is always, whenever you sell electronics, there is a risk that people are going to buy your item, harvest parts, and send you an item back. It's just a risk. What you can do to minimize that kind of risk is to show that it's never been tampered with. You can put a tamper sticker on it. Make sure you take a photograph of the serial number that's normally on these camcorders. It will, in this case, I'm reckoning it's going to be on the inside here. It'll be, there we go, as that pops open. It will be in here somewhere. I'll have to find it later. And then that will protect you a little bit. So yeah, you can always do things to protect yourself, but yeah, people do that. And the faulty one will be fine. Let's have a look. Kirsten Curiosity says, can you post things with batteries with Hermes? I know you can't with Royal Mail. It depends.
It depends where they're going, doesn't it?
I have
not had a bit of an experience with.
We didn't have an issue with Hermes. No, I've not had any issue sending things with batteries. I mean, obviously, it comes down to whether you declare it or not. So
no, but it was more a case of we were shipping it to somewhere that
was
then shipping it on, and because we left the battery in something.
Yeah.
I think was it a camcorder?
Yeah.
I think it was actually a camcorder that we sold, wasn't it?
I think it was a camcorder. Yeah. I sold a camcorder. Yeah. And it went to a guy's courier. Yeah. And the courier was unable to ship it, and they ended up shipping it back to us because we had the battery. So we had to remove the battery, send it back. It. Yeah. But that's a unique situation where someone's got like his own courier, his own shipment. So he's probably getting like a whole, you know, like a.
It was a shipping container.
Yeah, he's probably got a container getting shipped abroad. And that was it. Bonafide Hustler actually just said, I'm going to edit a ride-along in a second. 1.5 hours later, it will be ready.
Yay.
Brilliant. Look forward to it. Supercat asked, do mini disc seals sell well? They sell incredibly well. Yes, definitely. They do excellent. Reseller Network has just said that as well. Yeah. Okay. Let's have a look. What other comments have we got in here? Mini disc raw, yeah, it's brilliant. Okay, we'll do a little bit of a show and tell. We haven't been out picking much. Well, I haven't been out picking much at all.
No, I was working.
Yeah, you were working, but
I didn't go out with you at all.
These are cool though. I don't know if anyone can help me with this. I wanted to show this because it's so freaking cool. Yeah. Now, this is something this is the beauty of just popping in. I love popping into charity shops. If you're out and about, force yourself to take that extra step and pop in. I'm guilty a lot of times when I'm out, I'll be like, oh, just no, I'm in the car's warm.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, nah, leave it, won't I? Yeah.
You do. And it's also, it's kind of like when you're at home and you sit there and you're like, oh, should go. Oh, but no, actually, it's just driving past. And
it's driving.
Then laziness kicks in sometimes.
Exactly.
And you just go, oh, I've got to find somewhere to park, get out the car.
Yeah, exactly. So, you have to do that, don't you? But I got this. I got a bunch of plush toys. Mm-hmm. I don't know what this is, but this is from a company called Ban Presto, and that's a Japanese company. I've seen plushes from this company go for some really good money. I don't know if this will go for good money or not, but I don't know. I should at least get a tenner for it. It's pretty cool.
It just looks a bit weird, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Barry says the likeness with Z is uncanny. Darren says it looks like me when I'm out of coffee.
No, his face is much worse than this one.
Okay, so you got that. That was pretty cool. Now, look at these as well. I found these. I saw these. They looked really cool. They're old Harry Potter plushes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Harry has had his glasses torn from his material face.
And he hasn't got his
and he hasn't got his robe. But I think I paid like 50p or something. And someone's had a good go at these guys' like hair. I mean, Harry has got some weird stuff happening there. You can see he's kind of. Is that like a shave or something? I think has it been cut off?
No.
Are you sure? Hasn't been cut. I don't know. Has it been cut off? I don't know. It looks like someone's given him like a shaven head at the back and left.
Let's have a look at it.
No, maybe
Hermione.
not. Is Hermione?
No, she's the same.
No, she's the same. Okay,
Yeah,
it's meant to be like that. But yeah, was it Ban Press? I think it was something.
It was
Amanda.
Ban Presto.
Ban Presto. That's it, Amanda. It's Ban Presto. Yeah, but yeah, I picked up these two. These were like 50p each.
Yeah.
I don't normally pick up plushes, but yeah. And we had this as well.
No, I like Cabbage Patch Dolls.
Cabbage Patch Dolls. Got that a lot cheaper.
I'm not convinced that this is her original outfit because it doesn't quite fit her.
No.
So, yeah.
Harry Potter is having a hair day like me, says Steve. So yeah. Supercat says thinks Harry and Hermione have been having some fun. Yeah, it looks like they've just come from behind the bike shed. Definitely. What? I'm still.
Carry on.
Okay. Some clothes I'm going to show actually. These were £1 each. Now I'm happy about this. This is like a low alpine base layer.
Yeah.
petite size. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Paid £1 for it. You reckon about a tenner?
Yeah, I mean, I've sold a kind of low end kind of base layer before.
Yeah, a different brand, wasn't it?
£5 or £6, I think it was.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Got this for £1 as well, which is a super dry men's large t-shirt.
Yeah.
There's a bit of wear to the collar, unfortunately, but still, it's not too bad. Someone could use it. I don't know how much we'll get for that, but it was £1. She's looking quite tarty in that dress as Amanda.
Yeah,
it looks like a strip of Cabbage Patch Doll.
I don't know whether it was meant to have like bottoms or pants or something.
You thought it could have been like
but I was like, oh, maybe it was meant to have like some
a tunic dress or something. Yeah,
but it just
it just didn't look right, did it?
Yeah, it looked a bit short. I didn't turn it around for the obvious reason.
Finally, I picked this up. Hi, Margaret. Margaret just popped into the chat as well. Finally, I picked this up. This is a Farah men's cotton shirt. Or as the Americans will call it, it's a button front. I love... They've got... okay, when it comes to clothes, I just love the... I don't know, is button front like an English term as well for shirts? You don't see it very much in English listings, do you? Like on eBay UK, you don't see it. But yeah, I mean, I think button front is awesome. Hey Margaret, yeah, I love that. I just think it's so awesome.
Yeah.
You can say button front shirt. Again, I heard that from Raking Profits videos. And I love that accent. The accent is godlike. So yeah, this is a button front. Yeah. So how many times to say button front? Anyway, tell the truth, says Lisa. It's one of your shirts. I wish I could fit into that. I think I've expanded, so large is no longer in my remit. I'm more of an XL kind of person, unfortunately. But yeah, it was only £1. So pretty happy with it for £1. I think I've seen them sell for about 10 to 15. So nothing like extraordinary, but like we're happy with that.
Oh, okay.
What?
Button front because classic cowboy versions have poppers.
Ah, brilliant.
Yeah.
See? That's interesting info. Thank you, Ben Light. Appreciate it. The Cabbage Patch Doll looks like a salad dodge. This is a silver pirate. Okay. The comments.
How much do you pay for the Cabbage Patch?
I think I paid £5 for all the plush.
Oh,
so it was like,
what, including it?
Yeah, everything. Huh? Including what?
Including the doll?
Yeah, including the Cabbage Patch. Yeah, we paid up for the other one. I think definitely. Yeah. Yes, Heather, button-down shirts. Button-down... Okay. So Carla's just having a bit of a typing issue there. Okay. I pack shirts, large letter, no complaints. If you can, then obviously why wouldn't you? It makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think other than that, we've not done any more pickups today.
No.
Listing has been going, like I said, fine. We're
listing is going as and when
we get the stock. I don't think there's anything. I've got a few bits. One other thing I want to touch on actually.
Yeah. Go for it.
Going through your inventory and finding stuff that you thought was listed that for whatever reason is not listed.
Yeah.
Like that you swore was listed and at one point was listed and over time either because it sold and no one paid and you forgot to relist it or you ended it for some reason and it didn't relist or you ended a bunch of listings and then you relisted but that listing had an error so you didn't relist it and then you forgot to do it. I have found a good couple of items.
A few this week, haven't you?
Yeah, and they were not small, but it makes me...
That's even worse.
Yeah, I mean...
Were you tripping over stuff?
Well, no, I wasn't tripping.
Yeah, this is definitely
listed. They weren't really... they weren't really huge. It's not like there was one of our massive items, but substantial size, some of them. And some of them were just small, some of them were just like... And you were like, oh my God, I thought all of this was listed. And then you go to check and it hasn't happened. So I found a couple of items this week like that, and it's made me think about going through and making an effort with keeping inventory. Just needs to be kept on top of. It's annoying. It deletes items if you do say 30 or more at a time, says Gary Dunster. Yeah, there are some of those issues. I've the thing is, you have to keep on top of it, because if you let it go, suddenly you can find things that because what tends to happen is I'm like, I'm surprised this hasn't sold yet. It's quite a cool item.
Yeah.
I thought it would have gone by now. Let me just check if I can adjust the listing. And then you can't find the listing, and then you realise it's not even. Oh. Yeah, it's not for sale.
Yeah.
So I just found that what is listing architects. Listing is when you put things up on eBay for sale. Thanks. But yeah, that's something I want to keep an eye on. Hopefully we're going to be going out tomorrow and do
another weird one we had this week was that Horrible Histories.
Yes.
Children's book.
Yeah. For whatever reason, it wouldn't let me relist. It was part of a battery list.
We weren't listing in the right category
or
something.
So I ended up just doing it on its own, and it worked fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, battery lists can be very battery lists can be a bit awkward. Let's have a look. Mr. Lumpy says any items that haven't sold in a year get boxed up and taken to auction. I can understand that. I think you do need to have some kind of a clear out. I really do feel that
we haven't really done like a.
I know, but I think we need to. I think I'm arriving at that conclusion. What do you think?
We adjust our prices, like
if
we've had it for a while and we think it should have gone by now. Why hasn't it gone?
But do you not think that we will come to a point where we'll be like, okay, we've had this now for time immemorial, and I just want to get rid of it?
Especially more so now, because having two stores and aiming to have both of them at a certain level, we are going to have to be really, really.
Well, yeah, if you've got like well over 1,000 items listed, then we're not far off having 1,000 items listed as it stands now, and it makes me feel it just makes me feel that you've got to be on top of it. Otherwise, you can end up with so much stock that is just not listed, that you think is listed, and that just comes down to organisation, doesn't it? Like going through everything, and I'd love to be that organised, but let's have a look. Let's have a look. Temperamentals versus Gary. Hi Margaret, says Heather. Just Batman, our network. Okay, talking about
Okay.
Honda says you're buying shite. That is possible. If you've got loads of stuff that doesn't sell, it's possible that it's because what you've bought isn't popular. It takes a long time to sell.
Yeah.
It can happen, and I'm sure I've got stuff that we bought when we first started.
When you first started.
And I have got stuff that, I mean, but that's the thing. It's like I don't know how much of it I've got, but I know I've definitely got one item that I've got that I bought at the beginning, or at the very beginning of starting to resell. And I think one of those items is that bloody Intel Bunny Man plush. I still have it. No one's bought it. But yeah, that's fine. Gary says you come down to London, got a few great ones coming up, and you've got more than enough inventory. Inventory's not going to be a problem up here, honestly, Gary. There's so much going on up here during the summer.
There are so many boot sales.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just so easy to get to.
And hopefully tomorrow we'll do well at the Jumble.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Okay. Okay, guys. We have now been talking for about 50 minutes. I can't believe we've got well over 100 people in here. Really appreciate it. Supercat says I haven't had a sale today yet either. I'm sure it will turn around. Supercat. It's one of those things you just have to.
I haven't had a sale either.
Yeah.
You have on your store, but I haven't.
Yeah, I mean, we could talk a bit about that actually. I mean, Beck's store at the moment, it's how would you say?
It's not consistent. I get sales here and there, but we've touched on this before. There's a number of things that are going against it.
Well, I mean, you have to just, when you start a store, you have to accept. I think you've accepted that there's grind involved. Yeah. You have to put in first. Unless you've got the most amazing inventory, you're gonna struggle, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It's at first.
And plus, when I'm looking at buying stuff for the store, I'm looking at trying to kind of have the least amount of money invested in it.
Yeah.
So that because I know it is going to take some time sometimes to kind of shift some of it.
Yeah. When you first start, guys, we all know this. It's easy to forget. I mean, I've forgotten that at some point I would have had restrictions on the account, or I can't remember now not being top rated seller. But obviously at one point I wasn't top rated seller, but now you forget these things. It's easy, but seeing you go through building a store again.
I mean, at the moment I get 200
listings,
free listings.
I mean, we're paying in, aren't we?
Yeah, I am using those up quite quickly.
Exactly. I mean, your sales are coming in over the month. I mean, it's obviously not, the turnover is not huge at all. Just but it's definitely like enough to pay for your store fees, etc., things like that. And at the moment, it's about building, isn't it? It's about getting that feedback. It's about getting that top rated seller status. It's just interesting to see. It's interesting just to see you building it up again, because it's easy to forget these things. And I think it's a good reminder that you have to just put the work in first, and then you'll get the results eventually.
Definitely.
Southwest Seller says 3 sales so far today. Had my first 0 sales day since November. So it does happen. Show us a listing and let us name that listing for you. Might get a new keyword, says what you're selling. That's not a bad idea, actually. I mean, I think that's pretty much what we had to cover. Really appreciate everyone popping in here.
Absolutely.
If you guys have got any questions, we'll give it a few seconds. If you've got any questions to ask us, then we'll see whether we can answer them. But we'll see. Other than that, we're done, I think. Anne says, I advise people setting up social business and always tell them don't expect to make much profit in the first 2 years.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah,
that is really true.
Reseller Network asks, what does Rebecca sell in her shop? It's clothes, isn't it?
It's mainly clothing and haberdashery.
Ben Light says 2 sales and 1 is going to a Christian Bale. I think that's fantastic. Nick says he's off to the pub. Great chat. Have a great weekend. You too, Nick.
Have a good evening.
Angie says good luck with the jumble tomorrow. You'll be able to find some fab stuff. Yeah, we're hoping to.
Hope so.
Richard Hulls just had a second sale. What was an anger management course CD, said Ben Alstan. Yeah, if you guys haven't seen Christian Bale's, there's some really funny videos. There's a video, there's an audio clip of Christian Bale just losing it completely because some guy walks in on the scene or something. It's amazing. Jay Fear says, question, when are you getting back on the electronics? I'm never off the electronics, Jay. It's just when I can find them. It's, I do what I can, when the opportunity is right, and when the price is right. I don't like paying too much for stuff. It even if it's worth it, I like to get things cheap. I'm hoping during the boot fair season I'll pick up some more. Honda asks, how much do you make a month? It varies. It depends. We aim to make about a minimum of £100 turnover a day. We haven't done that this week, but most weeks we do at least £100 turnover. By the end of the week, we'll have £100. But that's turnover. That's not sales, and that's just for the main store. So that that's not including any other income we get. No. Had a good laugh. Thanks, you guys needed it. Back to the grind, says Rich. Okay. Gary says, I want to say one thing. On the chat on Tuesday, really glad you brought FBA back down to earth and made it real about the risk of the stock. This is why we all love to watch your videos, mate. Well, that was thanks to Nick, obviously. That was on Nick's channel. And we had Tom on there. Well. Nick and Tom are like such great people to talk to about FBA, because you've got Tom, who's been doing it hardcore for quite a while. Nick's been really smashing it as well for the past, I think it's coming up to 2 years, he said. And with Nick and Tom, you always know you're going to get good, honest information. They're not going to sugarcoat things, especially if you've seen like Tom's DHOTW videos and whatnot. So it is about keeping it honest. It's about just there's no point in just saying it's easy, it's all just magically it all happens. Sometimes YouTube has a dangerous YouTube can be a bit dangerous, because what it ends up being is, oh, hey guys, I bought this for £1. You see us just sat here in front of the camera like, oh, I got this for £1, I will sell it for 50, easy profit. But it's easy to lose what it takes to get this for £1.
Or not to mention how long it takes you to kind of sell it. I mean, hopefully in some of our sales videos, like we put one out the other day, a lot of those items that we shared were items that we had, fairly recently picked up. So you kind of, hopefully get an idea of,
how long it takes.
We've actually had it before it's actually sold.
It's about you have to think about how long it takes, what it takes to find those products. How you have to put graft into these things. Like you have to constantly be willing to visit and try new places, repeatedly visit places for stock. And you could come away disheartened, feeling
like the early mornings.
Early morning starts. I mean, I'm not saying that it's impossible, but I think sometimes.
I think we can all be guilty.
YouTube can distill the process down to, hey guys, I got this, and I'm gonna sell it for this. Here you go, or here's the sales I've got. A lot of work, like with anything, a lot of work goes in. I mean, kind of like if I stood here with a 6-pack, which I don't have, but if I had a 6-pack and I just, I know I want a 6-pack, I'll never have one, but if I just stood here and with a 6-pack and I was like, hey guys, I look at this, I've got a 6-pack, etc. That doesn't necessarily get across the work that goes in. So you'll find that you have to look at everything else that goes in behind it. Or if I sat here and I played like Street Fighter amazingly well and beat everyone, doesn't show the hours of work I may have put in playing Street Fighter for years to be that good. I know those are terrible examples, but they're just examples. So Niall says, question, any chance of your photography video happening soon?
Do you know what? I was going to say, he was meant to be recording that today. Did you record it?
No. I'm going to record it. Okay, I'm going to record it. Just a couple of questions. Lisa says, you guys are kind of fab. Kind of. Kind of. Exactly. Do I say that as well? I probably do. I think it's you mostly.
I say it a lot.
You say it a lot, don't you?
Kind of loads.
You say kind of loads. Yeah, kind of. Bring back the massive Pilots headphones. They broke, Ben. Those were my Razor Black Sharks. I love them. I'm gonna get another pair as soon as I can afford to, but they're like 120 quid. They're quite expensive, and mine broke after like years of use. So we've got a lot of. They're awesome. I'm gonna get some more though. I love them. And Niall, that photography video will be happening. Hixie always has a 6-pack, says Taz. Okay. My 6-pack is now a keg, says Richard Hale. 6-pack sponsored by Morley's Chicken, says Peeknook. Yes, definitely. I know. Yeah, follow me and you'll definitely not have one. Okay. Any chance you will get an intro to your show, says Mike Martinez. I'm not sure what you mean. Reseller Network says, Simon, lists are right crazy. Just make sure your listings are well titled, described. Photos are very good. Once you get to around 200, you'll see sales coming in every day. We've not seen that yet, but I think some of that is because of your lack of top rated seller. I think when you get top rated seller, you will see sales every day because you'll be well above 200 by then anyway. I say kind of as I speak a little like Beck, says Peeknook. Are you from? Yeah, it's that kind of area of London, that kind of southeast towards Kent kind of thing. Kind of. You've got me saying it now.
I know, that's the thing.
I don't say kind of. Trying to ruin my speech.
I say it so much.
Reseller Network says I list 10 items a day. Freshens inventory, definitely. Okay. Beeknook says intro, bit of music video. Okay. I've not thought of that. Zahir Caroline has an intro to her videos. I don't know what I would do. I'll think about it.
We'll think about it.
If I can get a nice picture of some chicken, maybe.
No.
like write the theme tune, sing the theme tune.
No.
Okay. Best intro, crazy. No, best intro. I love Ben Fitzpatrick's intro music. I love that music. It's so good. I love this. That's little squeaky voice, isn't it? Yeah. I love that squeaky voice.
I love that intro.
Like Major Lazer song, isn't it? What is that song? I don't know. You know when she goes all crazy at the end?
I know which one.
Yeah. Major Lazer. Lean on.
I can't remember the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't remember the name.
Anyway, guys. Goes in my Donald Trump. What am I doing?
Okay. Just put your hand down.
Thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it. Thank you for the comments and the support. Absolutely love it. And we really are humbled by it, to be honest with you. Really thank you so much for making our Friday evenings so much fun, and we look forward to doing this so much. So thank you, everybody. Hopefully we'll be back tomorrow with a jumble sale haul. So
hopefully, if we do well, I'm
going to practice sharpening those elbows. All right, speak to you guys tomorrow.
Yeah,
bye.
See you.